This life goes on forever, or so it seems, filled with broken hearts, dead souls and broken dreams. But life goes on and the sun comes up. Early bird gets the worm and the rest is just fed up. I'm trying to be a man, at least the best that I can. Even though I know I fail when I'm playing my hand. And I still push, even though that I'll fall. Keep on stacking these walls, let's believe I'll jump them all. Then I'll still push for the ones that I love. Still fight for the right to protect the ones I love. And I'm still moving, I'm still grooving. Still not listening to haters, I still do it. When they say that I can't, just watch me. I know damn well they can't stop me. They can't drop me and I won't stumble. When I make it, just face it and I'll try to be humble. If you gotta be the one to say that I will never make it, put my life in the palm of your hand so you can try to break it. Please believe in me, I'll never betray these thoughts. Try to live a day in my shoes, cause you know you lost. Every time I touch the mic, I feel I'm in a fight, fighting with the crowd, so pack a lunch, I'm coming all night. Yeah, I hear these niggas talking, no chances they'll be believing. Keep on flapping your gums, and I'm declaring open season on anybody trying to hate on how I feed my kids. The passion that I spit with family music, loyalty is all there really is, and that is all I need. There's a point in my life, not another groupie bear with a friend or a rapper swearing that he's nice. I ain't got time for all that, you just might wanna fall back, cause if you come wrong, nigga, it's on and I'm down to attack. And I ain't never been a bully, but I've learned from my past. The best way to handle one is put him square on his ass. But no talking about shooter, that's how I take your words. So if you take it with a grain of salt, you so absurd. Cause this is my career, not something that I'm fucking with. And take 9 to the best, I'm sensitive about my shit. You gotta be the one to say that I will never make it. Put my life in the palm of your hand so you can try to break it. Please believe in me, I'll never betray these thoughts. Try to live a day in my shoes cause you know you lost. I'm hated in my hometown for a good reason, cause I say fuck them all like committing some treason. I'll smoke them all like I was hitting some trees, and I leave them behind and I got a good reason. I'm doing better than they said that I would do, shining brighter than the stars, and I'm saying fuck you. I wasn't with the cool kids, I was
Yeah, we're gonna take them back old school with this one off a show. Check it. You know punks jump up to get knocked down. Unfortunately, there's a hater in every town. What? You ain't about shit and you never will be. You make me feel sick every time you tell me.
What is up, everybody? It is your boy Jay. Happy to be here, man. This is the start of my fucking weekend. And I'm ready to do it. This is one of my favorite time of year. And of course, we all know why. We'll get to that here shortly. But, oh, man, it's been awesome. I have been waiting for this weekend for like 2 months straight for multiple reasons. I knew this was going to be my next 3-day weekend. And, oh, God, it's here. It's finally here. So for that alone, I got to stop before we get rolling on today's episode on Live and Wire and crack open a cold one. Cheers to y'all watching. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to roll over my thoughts. And as always, as everybody's tuning in, let's let the audience build here a little bit. Let me know if you can hear me or not. And the reason why I say that is because I'm going to have the chat open. Actually, it'll be, I guess, right here. The chat is going to be open all night. So if you got something to say, go ahead and say it. Say what up. Give us your thoughts on some of the stuff that's going on this weekend for WrestleMania 41. And we'll go from there. But for now, I just want to say, man, this feels so good. If you got to work tomorrow, I apologize for kind of rubbing it in your face. But hey, I don't. So anyway, that's enough of that. So, like I said, today we're going to be talking all things WrestleMania 41. I'm going to give my thoughts on not all the card because the card itself is, kind of too much, I guess. But the ones that matter to me the most. Already, we got Kenny in the chat. What up, Kenny? Hell yeah. F you, Kenny. You want to tell me F you, Jay constantly. That's all love, too. If you see my boy Kenny in here always saying F you, Jay, he means that out of love. We go way back. Way back. That's Odd Bodies Day shit. But yeah, so we're going to go over a couple of my predictions for this weekend's WrestleMania and just have some fun. And as always, if you are tuning in late, I will be uploading this to all the audio-only versions as well. Because as we always do the Live and Wired episodes, I always put the audio version back up on Spotify, which you can watch video as well. But so this will be uploaded, all that. You can go back and listen to this anytime you want. So let's just go ahead and get that out of the way now. It will be uploaded to Spotify and all the normal outlets. So anyway, That's enough of that. So let's go ahead and break into the nitty gritty. So my first couple of thoughts on this year's WrestleMania is that it kind of feels like, and I'm not giving any in-depth sight here. Like everybody knows what I'm about to say. Like this card feels very forced for the most part. It feels like they were just trying to throw together whatever matches they possibly could. And I think it's reflected in not only the ticket sales, but it's also reflected in just like kind of the overall social media outlook of it as well. People are not, I mean, everybody's excited because it's WrestleMania if you're a fan, but it's like just because it's WrestleMania. I don't think any of these matches on this card, which we'll break down here in a little bit, I don't think there's like a ton of people who are like, oh my God, we have to see this match or whatever. Even, some of the more high profile ones, I don't think that's the case. But granted, that's my opinion. I hope you are. I know I'm going to be watching. We're going to have plenty of people here in this house watching and having a good time. Normally I have a Super Bowl party. I'm not doing that this year. I decided to keep it a real low key, select group of people, only like 3 or 4. They know who they are. If you didn't get an invite, my bad. But I really wanted to keep it low key this year. But yeah. But also, I think another reason why I wanted to keep it low key is kind of like, why have a big party for something that's honestly a little mid? I hate to say it that way, but it kind of is. But anyway, it's either here or there. So let's go ahead and get to the nitty gritty. So my first thing I want to talk about is the women's triple threat match. So the women's triple threat match, I feel, is something that not necessarily that I'm not excited for, but it feels like the build to this is kind of pointless. So the people we got in this match is Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Now, the reason why I'm not really like super over the moon excited about this one is because it almost feels like it's pointless to have a build to this. And I mean that in the best way possible. As far as like just those 3 together, that's a match in itself. Is that a WrestleMania match in itself? Absolutely, it's a WrestleMania match in itself. But I don't know if it doesn't feel like it needed a build. So almost they could have just been like, yeah, we're just gonna throw this match on the card, and it would have done great. It feels like they're trying to force a build into this, if that makes sense. It feels like they're trying to be like, okay, we have to find a reason why this match is happening. Listen, the match is happening because the match is happening. These are your top, in my opinion, your top 3 stars in the company right now. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair are your top 3 women stars. And people can make an argument for Charlotte all you want. You can make an argument for Tiffany all you want. No. These 3 are your top 3 stars. What up, Laura? Good to see you, LG. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot to put the chat back up. I'll keep going back and forth to the chat throughout the night. But what up, LG? Good to see you. And by all means, if you got any opinions on some of these matches, even if it doesn't match with mine, by all means, please let me know. But yeah, it feels like you didn't need a build to this. You could have just said, this is our matchup. And it would have done great. But if it feels forced that they're trying to make us care about this. We're going to care about this matchup no matter what. So that in itself, I think, is kind of a problem. I don't know what the solution to that is. Could you just go, hey, this is the match? I don't know, maybe. But it would have made more sense than the alternative of trying to force a story into this matchup. I don't know. That's just my opinion on it, though. To be honest, I have been a big detractor of Bianca Belair for a really long time. A, because of the stupid hair braid. It gets on my fucking nerves and always has. I think that, and we see pictures of Bianca Belair without the fucking braid. She looks great. I don't understand why she continues to try to mess with this thing. Like, just cut it off. It's annoying. I don't know. It's a personal preference thing on my part. But, yeah, so she's really growing on me, though. Like, that's the reason why I said that. I hated her. Well, I shouldn't say hate. I don't really hate her at all. I didn't care for her a whole lot for a really, really long time. But her work has really grown on me in the last couple of years. And I think this match is going to be a really, really good one. Definitely one that I'm going to watch no matter what. Again, I didn't need a build up to watch this match. This is the top 3 stars in the WWE in the women's division right now. So who do I think is going to win? I got to go with Io just because they've got something going on in Japan soon. Bianca is going to be the same star she is, regardless of whether or not she wins this or not. Rhea is going to be the biggest star in wrestling, not women's division, the biggest star in wrestling, no matter what. Without this belt, Io needs it to be important, and they're going to Japan soon. So, yeah, that's why I'm going to go with Io. I think she needs it more than anything. I like Io, but Rhea's my future ex-wife. So, listen, she is a lot of our future ex-wives, LG. Rhea could, yeah. For a long time, for me, it was Alexa Bliss. And then I don't know what happened. No, I do know what happened. Chelsea Green came along. So that's Chelsea Green's my girl. Other than the one that's on her way home from work right now. That is. Anyway, we're just going to slide right past that. So that's my thoughts on that one. I really want Io to win this one. And just because I think she needs it. And I think that's the logical choice. Because the other two don't need a championship. They're going to be just fine without championship. So Io absolutely needs it. This will solidify her as a main player, in my opinion. I feel like you have to if you want to continue to build that. Especially, again, they're going to Japan soon. So it only makes sense for them to give it to her. But we'll see. So that was my thought on that one. So let's go ahead and get one of the more controversial ones out of the way right off the rip. Because this is one that everybody's got a different opinion on. And I obviously have one as well. I don't think it's getting its fair shake, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. It's Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I am a little bit closer to this one than normal because I was there in attendance at the Royal Rumble when Jey put John Cena over the top rope for the win. And let me tell you what, the people are saying, oh, that was the wrong choice. You weren't fucking there because that place went banana sandwich when he won that. And not only that, here's the reason why I say that. And then I'll get Caleb Williams. Don't let the king of hardcore hear you trying to claim his wife. Anyway, we'll keep going. He's talking about Matt Cardona. The woo woo woo. Yeah. Anyway. Not going to say what I was about to say. Anyway, so I was in the building when Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. And that place went fucking crazy. And I specifically remember people saying that he should be the next guy for a long time. And then, as per usual, when it comes to the internet, you get it and you don't want it anymore. His work is great, always has been. Don't tell me he's not good on the mic. Uzi is all I got to say about that. He's great on the mic. People just don't want it because they're getting it. That's my opinion. And there's plenty of proof to back that up, man. I have no problem with Jey being in the position that he's in. Now, at the same time, this matchup is very weird. I will say that. I don't have a problem with him being in the main event, no pun intended. I have no problem with him winning the championship. This matchup doesn't seem like, I don't know, it just definitely seems like there's something missing. So from that perspective, I am okay with this matchup just because like I said, I think that he deserves it, but the matchup itself, But with that being said, Gunther is more than capable of putting on an amazing match, and so is Jey. We forget how many amazing matches Jey Uso has been a part of. Granted, it was a part of a tag team, but he didn't get to where he's at by accident. You know, this was an organic thing, which is a lot of the reason why I think sometimes the internet shits on a lot of these people. Is because if it happens organically, for some reason, you don't fucking want it anymore. And I don't understand that at all, but that's neither here or there. So I am going to pick, just because I want to see the fucking absolute breakdown from the internet, I hope Jey wins this one. I'm picking Jey Uso to take it all. And I don't even know if he's gonna. There's not one part of me that thinks one way or the other that Gunther or Jey is gonna win this. I just really hope Jey Uso wins this. And not only that, I want him to win it because I've been accused. My name has been JEYROMAN for the last 15 years. Roman, my whole life. Jey, 15 years ago, I picked that. There's a part of me that feels like I got to represent for the name, even though I had it first. I don't know why I have to represent for my own fucking name. It's, by the way, in case you ain't checked it, got that brand new W freshness in. Yeah. Make sure you go to www.w.com and use my promo code Who Else, like it says in the caption right below me, right there. Use the caption, Who Else. You'll thank me, trust me. So I hope Jey wins. I really do, just because I want to watch the fallout. Let's see y'all. Yes, I already brought up the sandwich one. The house will explode if the roof will fly off if Jey wins. They absolutely will. And the internet will go regardless of whether or not he wins, and you know, God ascends from heaven and the devil comes up from hell, and they get together and they meet and they say, just because Jey Uso won, let's be friends from now on for all eternity. The internet will still go, but it wasn't the right choice. Yeah, whatever. No matter who wins, you'll say it wasn't the right choice, internet. But yeah, I absolutely agree with LG. The roof will fucking fly off that building. They are in a stadium, right? I don't fucking know. Well, I know they're in the stadium. I just didn't know if it had a roof on it or not. So anyway, so that's my thoughts on that one. I just really hope Jay wins because I know it'll piss a lot of people off. So there's that one. Now let's go on to a match another match that I feel like was really thrown together, but it's one that I am so looking forward to. There's the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. It is Finn Balor versus Dirty Dom versus my dude Penta and Braun Breaker. I did not know I needed this match in my life, but now that it's here, I cannot be more fucking excited for it because let me tell you, Penta, I think, has something that has been waited to be released to this kind of audience. Now, what I mean by that is, it's not necessarily like a WWE audience. I think that the audience that WWE also appeals to, because anywhere else he's been has been primarily like males between the age of, 25 and 60. Penta has the ability at this point to appeal to the younger audience who's going to accept him as a star just because how he looks, how he's presented, all that shit. I'm really excited for Penta right now and his ceiling. With that being said, and I see some of the comments, Mike, I see your comment too, man. We'll get to that here in a second. I'll go ahead and put the overlay on so people can read it because I think you got some good insights. With that being said, I don't think this is the right time to put this on Penta. I think he needs a little bit more of a climb to show what he's capable of before we get to that point. But at the same time, I feel like not only that, there's somebody else you need to give this to more than Penta. And the reason why I'm choosing Dominic Mysterio to win this one is because if Dom is going to continue his heat and he's going to continue to be the best heel WWE has to date, he has to have some validity behind him. The NXT Championship, North American Championship thing that he had shows he can carry a title and people will take it seriously. He needs something to validate him if it's going to get him to that next step. So that's why I'm picking that's why I'm picking Dominic Mysterio to win it all. So Mike's got a good comment here. He's talking about Jey Uso, what we were talking about earlier. I just came in a little bit late, but that's fine. If you got anything you want to talk about, we talk about tonight, just go ahead and put it in the chat and I'll address it when I get to it. Mike says, Jey is worthy, being Jey Uso. There are a lot of possible feuds down the road, such as Drew, Sammy, Gunther, obviously, and various family. Don't know if this would be of interest, but I know Jey and Gunther have worked dark matches following tapings at least 2 years. I caught them at a SmackDown. Jey had the biggest pop behind Cody that night. That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. I wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said, man. I want to address it, but I can't. LG's got Penta. Hell yeah. What do you think Dom will have to cheat to win, though? Part of me thinks what's going to happen is, oh man, there's going to be some kind of convoluted situation. We all know that. I think Liv and Raquel will eventually come out, but they will be escorted out in some fashion super fast. They're not going to be a big part of this. To be honest, he's going to have to probably turn on Finn, but I don't know if that's what gets it done. What I would like to see is, we've got so many rumors out there of surprise signings going to be debuted on Monday. Why not have one of them surprise signings back up Dom? I don't know who that could be. It wouldn't be like a Rusev, even though I'm completely over Rusev. I'd never want to see that anyway, even if it was. Couldn't be Aleister Black. It doesn't fit. Who that could be, I don't know. I just think that is going to be somebody new who interferes and joins the Judgment Day. Look, the Judgment Day is getting really fucking stale. It needs a shot in the arm bad. So I really hope that it gets it, because I've always been a fan of the Judgment Day. I love your picks so far. F you, Jay. Hell yeah, Kenny. If you got any other picks, man, be sure to let me know, because I want to hear what you think about some of these picks as well, you being a lifelong wrestling fan. So that's my thoughts on that. I think you have to give this one to Dom. Second choice is Braun Breaker. just to retain. Third choice would be Penta. Last choice would be Finn. The reason why I say last choice is Finn, because I want Finn to go after a world title. It's time. He's been healthy for like 10 years now. Give him a fucking title. A major world title. It's time. Braun Breaker, retain, just because, continue to build that character that is Braun Breaker. But Penta, I don't want to really see at all, just because I think if you slap it on him too fast, you'll have another situation like how we have with Jay, where the fans go, why are you pushing him? I know we were cheering for him the whole time, but why are you pushing him? That's my internet community voice. I don't know where that came from. Why are you pushing him? Why are you pushing? I don't know what this is all about. Why are you pushing him? Why are you pushing Penta? Yeah, I know we've been buying his merchandise and cheering for him, but I don't understand why you're pushing him. You should have given the title to someone more deserving, like random wrestler 554432 that I've never cared about before now. I'm gonna get behind them, and when you push them, I'm gonna get behind the next person. Dun, 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 dun. I'm an internet wrestling community member. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, I don't know where that came from. I'm stone cold sober right now, except for a couple drinks, so that's just, I don't know. I hate the IWC. It's just who I am. So there's that one. Let's go ahead and go on to the next one, though. Again, if you didn't catch that, my pick for that is definitely Dominic Mysterio. That's who I want to win. If I was gonna, we're gonna go with everybody tonight. This is who I want to win, not who I think is gonna win. I'm just gonna give you my reasons to why I want them to win as much as possible. Let's see, y'all. Yes, Finn deserves a whole world title run. I completely agree, Josh. I completely agree. Thank you for the support, LG. So let's go ahead and go on to the next match. So this is one that I did not know I needed in my life, but now that it's here, holy shit. I have never been more enthralled, other than Eddie, in a Rey Mysterio storyline, I think, in my life. Like, this has been excellent. Not only, okay, so you know how I was saying Judgment Day needs a shot in the arm? Chad Gable gave himself a shot in the arm with this El Grande Americano storyline. And that's something that Judgment Day needs. Something real simple, but is effective. And this is exactly what Chad Gable has done by doing this. And number one, hang on, I'm going to turn the graphic off real quick, and then we'll come back. Fuck all you people who complained about the Gulf of America shit. I know I don't do politics. I'm not going to get into politics here, but fuck each and every single one of y'all who complained so loudly that they got rid of the Gulf of America shit. He's a heel. He's supposed to say shit like that. Crybaby ass IWC bitches. What are you gonna say Gulf of America for? I don't understand. My whole life, this body of water I never gave a fuck about. It was called Gulf of Mexico. And now for some reason it's called Gulf of America. And I don't like it. And Chad Gable, who's playing a character whose entire personality is around saying Mexican luchadors ain't shit, is using Gulf of America. I don't understand why you're doing that. Well, you fucking ruined it. Congratulations. Anyway, that's I'm not gonna say that's my last IWC impression, but we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, Chad Gable and Rey Mysterio, really, really excited for this one. I honestly think that it has the potential to be the match of the night, but at the same time, are their styles going to be too similar? That is another question, because we've seen that happen before. Actually, we just saw it with Jay versus Jimmy Uso. They were literally the exact same style. Obviously, Ray and Chad are not the exact same style, but they both have really good work rate. They both can put on hell of matches. They both know exactly how to control a match. This is going to be probably Chad Gable's best match, more than likely, but there could be that clash there. Do I think there's going to be that clash there? Not necessarily, but it could happen, and I hope it doesn't, but it's still possible. But I don't think that it will. But with that being said, I'm so looking forward to this match, but I do kind of want to bring up a couple of things here, and I'll bring up the overlay here so we can keep things going. I'm going to highlight this. I'm just going to stare at the camera for a second. Yeah, we know. Stay strong, Jason. We'll leave it at that. He's the only one who knows what I'm saying here. That's fine. So, a couple of things I want to say about this match before we continue. Number one, this needs to be the end of the LWO. And I think maybe that's why they keep bringing everybody in from the LWO that we haven't seen in a while. That shit needs to stop. That hasn't mattered since Backlash in Puerto Rico. It honestly should have stopped shortly after that, in my opinion. But it is completely dead. It has also completely killed Dragon Lee. Any hype that Dragon Lee had, gone. He is completely irrelevant at this point. Now, you can still save him, but he definitely, in my opinion, as of right now, he definitely made the wrong decision by going to WWE because they have used him terribly. Now, at the same time, here's something else. Let's go back to the last match real quick. Let's say let's say the Fatal 4-Way for the IC strap is on day 2, and this match between Ray and Chad is on day 1. So here's what you could do to kind of give Judgment Day that shot in the arm. Have Ray lose. The LWO is disbanded. Ray don't need a win. I'm sorry, he doesn't. Chad Gable needs his win. Let's put it out there right now. I'm picking Chad Gable to win this, and I really hope they give this to him. He absolutely needs it to solidify himself. Now, granted, you take the mask off him, and he's, you find out, oh, it's Chad Gable, which we all knew regardless. But, you make him that star here. This is the opportunity to do that. The LWO disbands. Now, fast forward to night 2. You've got the Fatal 4-Way. Dragon Lee inserts himself into this match and helps Dominic Mysterio win. Boom, you've got your brand new member of Judgment Day. And not only that, you make Dragon Lee matter because he hasn't mattered since he showed up in WWE. And I hate to say it that way, but it's true. It's absolutely true. He has not mattered since debuting in the WWE. And that's sad because he's really, really good, but he's been stuck with this LWO tag. And also, not only that, this whole storyline has completely elevated the Creed brothers, who have needed it as well. There was always something missing about them. But Chad Gable and this El Grande Americano shit has completely elevated all these people. Not so much Ivy Nile. I think she's kind of reached her peak. Can she work? Yes, but she has got the charisma of a stick stuck in dog shit. It's non-existent. Unfortunately, in this line of work, if you don't have charisma, if you don't have mic skills, if you sound constantly like you're reading off a piece of paper, then that's how it's going to come off. And that's how I feel about her. I honestly think she's peaked. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Honestly, when the cuts come in a couple of days, like it normally does this time of year, I could probably see her being a part of that. Just because nobody cares. When does anybody care about Ivy Nile? Even in NXT, nobody really gave a shit. So yeah, I think it's just time to move on from her. The experiment didn't work. But anyway, like I said, I really want Chad Gable to win. I'm sorry, not Chad Gable. El Grande Americano. I really want him to win because he needs it. This is going to solidify him. Ray don't need a win. Ray can do the Ric Flair role from here on out, or Shawn Michaels role, or whatever Legends role that constantly loses, but it doesn't matter because people are going to love him anyway. Ray don't need this win. El Grande Americano absolutely does. So that's who my pick is, and I really hope that's what happens because they need it. Now, here's something that we have to talk about, even though I don't really want to, but we have to. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't give a fuck about this match in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I wish I did. I like Tiffany Stratton. I've always been a fan of Charlotte. And let me be clear. I think this match is going to be great. I don't give a fuck about it. You could have done this at a Backlash. You could have done this at Fastlane. This is not a WrestleMania match. Not granted they're trying to do the whole work shoot thing, whatever. I'm just not down with it, man. I don't know. And anyhow, let's go ahead and come out of here because I see a comment from LG and I like it a lot because I agree. And my Aunt Goofball. Hi, Aunt Goofball. Hello, Aunt Goofball. Thank you. Love you too. Laura Gallo says, I hope they both lose. And I agree. Listen, if you don't like Charlotte, if you don't respect Charlotte, I should say that. If you can't at least respect Charlotte Flair for her caliber of work, I honestly don't take your opinion serious. And I don't mean her as the character. I don't mean her as the person. If you can't respect her for her body of work in the ring, I do not take your wrestling opinion seriously. I just don't. Because she's an amazing worker. She has been since she got in. You can give the whole Ric Flair. Here we go again. She's only been champion because she's Ric Flair's daughter. Dumbest fucking argument I ever heard in my life. You really think WWE is trying to get clout off of Ric Flair's name? Did you see the match that he had that Conrad Thompson put him in? Where there was like 400 people in the audience? There is no Ric Flair clout left. That's not why she is in the spot she's in. She's in the spot she's in because she's fucking incredible. Now, you don't have to like her as a character. I honestly find her bland as fuck. At one point in time, I'll be honest, at one point in time, Charlotte Flair was my favorite wrestler. And that was at the time where Dana Brooke was her lackey. Now, I'm completely over her. She needs a repackage. She just does. I cannot take another day of watching her wrestle. I just can't. But I still respect the hustle and her ability. And if you don't, I don't take you seriously. I just don't. Same thing. Look, I'll be completely honest. I'm not a fan of Kenny Omega. I think he's incredibly overrated. But from a work standpoint, from the standpoint of his technical ability, he's one of the best. So even though I don't give a fuck about him, I still think he's one of the best. You know, I don't have to like you to know that you're one of the best. There's plenty of bands out there that Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden's one of the best bands in the world. You'll never catch me listening to an Iron Maiden song. Ever. Under any circumstance. Yeah, that's just my opinion though. Anyway, let's get to a couple comments here. Dumbest point of view ever. Charlotte is amazing. Absolutely. Kenny, it's Tiffany time. Just saying. Yeah, it might be. It might be. I'm going to go with Tiffany just because I think she needs the win. I think Charlotte's going to get this. Yeah, I just don't give a fuck about this. That's really all I want to say. I think Tiffany Stratton's got a great future. Charlotte Flair is going to go down as a Hall of Famer, and she's an incredible worker. I don't give a fuck about this match. Well, I'm going to agree with Kenny. Tiffany Stratton wins, just by default. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that. Tiffany Stratton wins. So let's go ahead and go on to the next one. It is a triple threat match, and it is one that I think is wasted on this event. Still gonna watch it because it's night 2. Of course I'm still gonna watch it. I'm sorry, night 1 rather. It's night 1, so of course I'm gonna watch it. But don't give a fuck about this in the slightest. And then again, back at the very beginning of this broadcast, I said, and I stand by it, not a whole lot about this card excites me. This is one of them. This feels like a match for the sake of a match just to get CM Punk. You could have done CM Punk versus Seth or CM Punk versus Roman. You couldn't have done Roman versus Seth because that's been just destroyed at this point. We can not do another one-on-one singles match. We've done it 100 times. I really don't even understand why Seth is in this, to be completely honest. It just feels like, hey, we need somebody that's going to get heat for both Roman and CM Punk, because the build we try to do with CM Punk and Roman did not work the way we wanted it to. So what we need to do is get Seth in there. But even then, Seth is not the selling point of this. Paul Heyman is the selling point of this match. And that's, I think, why I'm not interested in this. A WrestleMania main event should not be held together, and never has, to my opinion, and my knowledge. I shouldn't say never has, because I haven't watched every single main event of WrestleMania, nor can I think of the last 41 years. I wasn't even alive for all of them. But remind me if I'm wrong, the last time a WrestleMania main event was dependent on who a manager was going to be in their corner for. You can't do it. And because at least I can't do it. I can't think of one. That's what's tying this whole storyline together. LG just said it in the comments. You know what? We're going to take a break here because she's absolutely right. Hang on. I got to find this. There we go. They're fighting for the love of Paul Heyman. That's literally what I just said, right? She's absolutely correct. Paul Heyman is tying this entire story together. When has a WrestleMania main event ever been about who gets the manager? Just, I just don't care about this. And Perkins hit the head on the nail right there. Said had the title, it would work. Custody of Paul Heyman is not a good enough excuse to watch this main event. I'm going to watch it. I'm actually going to watch it with Perkins, who just popped his little head in right here. We're going to sit and we're going to give it a chance. It's probably going to be great. The build for this has been atrocious. For the love of Paul Heyman. That's exactly the theme of this. Why is that a WrestleMania main event? Especially when you continue to advertise the Royal Rumble winner every single year. Every single year on the microphone before the Royal Rumble, we hear the same thing. This match, main event, WrestleMania. Now we have 2 nights of WrestleMania. And both Royal Rumble winners since then headlined. Because, and I don't agree with the main event is not always the last. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't even like co-main events. Co-main events is a cop-out. Your main event is who goes on last. That's the word main in main event. That's what that means. Main, the big one. The reason why we're all here. That's the main event. And you don't even have your Royal Rumble winner in one of them. You have one in night 2. But not in night 1. Like, I don't understand that. That's stop fucking saying that. From now on, when it comes to the Royal Rumble, say the winner of this match gets a World Heavyweight Championship match of their choosing. Not main event of WrestleMania. Because you've lied to us for how many fucking years now about this? I hate it. I hate it. Words like that matter to me. I don't know. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at on that storyline. I don't really give a fuck, to be completely honest. And of course, Perkins. Headliner and main event is the 2 same fucking things. If we put on a show at ICP and we say ICP is the main event, they're not going up right before Billy Bob Thornton. If Billy Bob Thornton, actually they probably would go before Billy Bob Thornton. That was a bad example. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Regardless. So if I had to pick somebody, I gotta go with Kenny. Kenny said it in the chat up here. He's going with CM Punk. I'm going with CM Punk too. Again, Roman doesn't need it. Seth is apparently the new Dolph Ziggler, and he takes every pin possible. It's going to go to CM Punk. It's going to go with CM Punk. But who walks out with Paul Heyman will probably be Seth Rollins. That's the only attention I'm giving to that Paul Heyman shit. And yeah. It's just kind of how I feel about it. Look, and I know I feel like it's funny because I'm in a chat group with my Walmart We Love Wrestling people. And I showed them my show notes for today. And I'm like, I am actually excited to watch this, but I feel like I'm dumping all over every single match because I'm excited for the show. You know, I'm just not excited for the matches. And that's just weird. And maybe that's by design because the event WrestleMania is bigger than the show for the most part. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so that's my idea on the triple threat. I think CM Punk's going to win it, and I don't think the other 2 need the win. So that's the only reason why I'm picking it. Other than that, whatever. So let's go ahead and go to my sleeper match, shall we? My sleeper match. And I'm going to explain why I think that. Because this is one at first I didn't think I was going to care about, but after seeing certain aspects of it, I think this could be really interesting. And not only that, I don't tie into the thought of Jesus Christ. Logan Paul shouldn't be in this match. Shouldn't be in, WrestleMania. Oh, he's a part-timer. Shut the fuck up. He's Logan Paul. He does his better part-time than most people do full-time. So I don't adhere to that at all by any standard. I think that they are going to put on an incredible match with themselves, but the reason why I think it's going to be a sleeper match is with the involvement of Karrion Kross. Now, to be 100% honest, I think that they have to, if they want to do something with Karrion Kross, they've got to continue the story with Karrion and AJ. But I think AJ, and I want AJ to win this. Now, here's how and here's why. AJ needs to finally succumb to Karrion Kross's advances to trying to get AJ to go evil. Pairing as a team, AJ and Karrion, and making them as a team, they don't even have to be a tag team of sorts. That's not necessarily what I mean by team. Just putting them together as a duo will get Karrion over to levels he hasn't seen yet. And Karrion is an amazing talent who has faltered since coming up to the main roster, both before he got released and after. And it pains me to say that because I'm a big fan of his, and I really want him to do well. But AJ and Karrion having that pairing together, I think will elevate him to the next level. So that's why I want AJ to win, but I want him to win if he's paired with Karrion and goes, you know what, Karrion, you're right. I need to embrace my inner dark side and let's get that heel run going, because AJ can be a great heel. I mean, during his WWF Championship run, we saw it, and AJ is still to this day a bona fide legend, even if he does think the earth's flat, which we won't get into that. Anyway, but yeah, so I think having Karrion and AJ together should give AJ the win. Now, if that doesn't happen, give it to Logan, because AJ, again, he can take 100. He's in the Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels role, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He's in that role. AJ can lose a million times for the rest of his career, and it doesn't matter. People are still going to love him. He's still a legend. He's gotten that. But if he's with Karrion, I think to elevate Karrion, you need to give AJ that spot. Let's go ahead and go to the comments here a little bit. Laura Guile, rather. AJ Styles better win. I will politely say I do not like Logan Paul. Hey, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. And listen, I'm not one of these people that's going to lambast anyone for disagreeing with my opinion when it comes to these kind of things on this platform. If we were face to face, we might have a debate, but I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you got to say. You know, I just think he's a great worker. I enjoy watching his matches. I hate his theme music. I think his theme music is some of the worst in wrestling right now. I like the shit that was the shit with the ego. I love that shit. His theme music now was the worst in wrestling history. So yeah, if you don't like him, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Logan Paul is not the hill. Logan Paul is not the hill I'm going to die on. There are some wrestlers out there that I will die on that hill. He is not one of them. I just enjoy his work. I think he's great. Let's take a look. What else? Perkins, this match could be dope. AJ is the new Dolph, I think. You're absolutely right. That's a great analogy. I like Karrion. Absolutely. Absolutely. AJ Styles all the way. Can't see. Kenny's on the same thought point. I'm a big fan of his wife, Cross's Myth. Look, Scarlett is fucking fine. There's very few women's wrestlers out there where I'll like go out of my way to find old pictures. And anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway. Oh, look who's in the house. Dave motherfucking Pariah. Dave Johnson, my childhood hero, is in the building. Now, let me be clear. I've said that a lot of times so far. I didn't even know Dave Johnson existed when I was a child. I just do that to give him shit. But I love him. He's a good dude. Logan Paul equals fire. Absolutely. I agree with you, Dave. If people don't like him, that's fine. He's a heel. It's his job. But yeah, that's kind of where I want that to go. So yeah, I think that's my sleeper of the night right there. AJ versus Logan Paul. So let's go ahead and go on to the next one and the last one I want to talk about tonight, because we are already 42 minutes into this, and not again to rub this in. I have tomorrow off. So there's a TV right next to me. I'm going to finish watching the WrestleMania documentary that just came out on Peacock. That so far has been absolutely fantastic. If you have not seen it, by far, go on Peacock and look it up. It's absolutely incredible. It's a little sad because like half the people in it are dead now, but it is cool to see some of that old footage, especially for somebody like me, because all those characters in this WrestleMania that they're showing is like my peak fandom as a little kid that got me into this, that has made this fandom of mine last as far as it has all these years later. So definitely go and check it out. The name of it escapes me, but it's a documentary on the WrestleMania where they're at Caesar's Palace, WrestleMania 9. Absolutely fantastic. Just don't go watch WrestleMania 9 because the event itself fucking sucks. But this documentary is incredible. Other than Colin Cowherd's little bitch ass being involved. Colin Cowherd can suck my left fucking nut. I can't stand that fucking asshole. He's one of the worst sports commentators in the history of the world who's always wrong about literally everything. So why he's in this, I have no idea. And I could go my entire life. I can't say that on YouTube or Facebook because they'll take me down. What I was about to say, I almost caught myself saying some really dumb shit. Leave it alone. Anyway, see, even Perkins says it's great. You're absolutely right. It's an absolutely great documentary. Highly recommend it. But okay, enough of that shit. Let's go ahead and go to my last pick of the night. It is, of course, what else would it be? I'm going to go ahead and turn off the overlay here, and we'll bring up the image. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Now, I need to be perfectly clear here, and Perkins is in the chat right now. He can back me up on this because he knows from being one of my best friends for the last decade how much I have hated John Cena. Every bit about me has hated every little thing about John Cena. Every little thing. Until the last couple of years. He's really grown on me. And it's not necessarily because, oh, he's at the end of his career. There's a lot of people that are at their end of the career that I don't really care about, but he's actually been interesting. And it's not the fact that he's been losing a lot. That is not what I ever required of him. I just never found him to be a top star. I respect him as not an athlete. Well, I shouldn't say not an athlete, because I do respect him as an athlete. He's a freak of fucking nature. That's a lie to say I don't respect him as an athlete, because I do. I don't respect him as a wrestler. I hated him for years and years and years and years. See? Bam, Perkins right there. He hates him for real. For fucking real. I hate John Cena until the last couple of years. He's actually been somewhat interesting. I'm not required somebody to be an incredible wrestler in order for me to back him. I just never liked him until the last couple of years. I love this heel run shit. I know I'm not alone. It's not like I'm on a fucking boat here. I love what he's doing right now. Nobody, even if you thought, he might turn heel, you didn't believe it. I don't care what anyone says. Nobody will convince me you actually thought John Cena would go heel. It might have been in the back of your mind, but you and nobody else on this earth ever would have called him going heel. That makes me want to watch that in itself. Laura Guile says she's going to go Cody. I'm going to give my pick here in a second. Tim Cockrell, my dude, Timmy. 17-time champ is here. Perkins says, I'm so hopeful he wins. I have to make a pick. The only reason I'm watching is to see Cena lose. It's the only reason why I'm watching this main event, even though I do find his new character interesting. I'm going with Cody. I'm sorry. I don't think John Cena is going to be the one to break the record. I think Randy Orton is going to be the one to break the record. So that's why I'm going Cody. Not because I'm not down with Cena and who he is now. And we got a lot of different people in here saying Cena. Dave Pariah for show. Dave Johnson. Cena for the win. Perkins even says it could go either way. Again, the reason why I'm picking Cody to win is because Randy Orton will be the one to break the title. And he should be. In my opinion, when it comes to society, John Cena is a little bit more important. And I know I'm doing the whole C-Nation thing. I'm not even meaning to do that. It's kind of my Donald Trump impression here. I just kind of do this with my hands and I don't know why I do it. And that's a terrible Donald Trump voice. And I don't understand why I'm even saying it. The IWC voice was much better when I was making fun of all the nerds who, for sure, I don't care about Cody anymore because he left All Elite Wrestling and he could have been a huge star even though he threw his belt back at him. Man, whatever. I don't attune to any of that shit. That's not why I'm saying Cody wins. And that's interesting. Perkins, I saw that. We'll get to that here in a second. But I think Randy Orton is going to be the one to get it. Just because Randy, he's the youngest champion, and you have champion ever, the youngest world heavyweight champion ever. You have the opportunity to make the youngest the most successful. And not only that, he's got the heritage with Bob Orton. Like, it's all there. And I've never been the biggest Randy Orton fan either until about probably when me and Perkins started watching again during the last brand split when they actually made him somewhat interesting with the Wyatt family. Before it was just, I'm brooding and blah, blah, blah. But now he's actually interesting. So I think Randy Orton is going to take this. That's just my opinion. So the reason why I say that Cody is going to win is because Randy Orton's going to break the record. John Cena is going to realize he's not going to be a heel the rest of his run. I don't understand why people, and hey, we can come back to this if I'm wrong, but I 100% think that after night 2, John Cena goes back to being the same John Cena he was before. Listen, they got merchandise. There's a reason why they didn't change his gimmick back. Let me just say that. That's why I'm saying all this. And I see the comments are piling up. I swear to God, I'm going to get to this. I swear. But I just want to say one more thing before I get to the comments. They didn't change his music. They didn't change his gear. They didn't change anything about him except for the fact that he's cutting promos that he probably wanted to cut for the last 20 years anyway. But they haven't changed a whole lot about his gimmick. That tells me they're more than likely going back to what he was doing before he turned heel. And again, I think they're going to give it to Randy. And I think Randy deserves it more. John Cena is more important to society. Randy Orton is more important to wrestling. So that's why I'm going Cody. Cody does need to lose the strap soon, though. The run is getting a little stale, in my opinion. He doesn't need this same run that he's been on for a long time, so he does need to lose it to someone. But hey, lose it to someone like Finn. I just thought about that. Right there, you got Battle of the Bullet Club leaders. Finn Balor versus Cody Rhodes. That's a story in itself right there, right? Let Finn take over for a little while and then come back to it. Cody needs to do some other shit. We need to get past the finish the story shit. Anyway, let's see here. Let's go ahead and go to the comments. LG says, I really wish I lived in Ohio. I'd be inviting myself over to watch with you guys. LG, if you were ever in Ohio for a wrestling event, I don't care if it's WrestleMania. I don't care if it's fucking Backlash, Fastlane, whatever, you come over. I would enjoy nothing else than to watch your crazy ass get into it with me. No, not like get into it, but like get into the show we're watching together, because that would be awesome. Perkins says he thinks Charlotte's going to break the record. That there is a story there, obviously, with her being Ric Flair's daughter, but I just don't think they care like the internet thinks that they care. Granted, what is she? She's up to like, what, 10 now? Like, they've got to pump the brakes on that shit. Period. They just do. So I don't think that's going to happen. Kenny is having a love fest with all the Menace members, so that's fine. Horrorcast Live. Hey, Cena sucks, but he will win and beat Flair's record as a retirement gift. Okay. We got a lot more. Actually, no, it's about 50-50 so far in the comments. Keep them coming. If you're watching right now, we'll end with this. If you're watching right now, sound off in the comments. Who do you think is going to win? Cena or Cody? Cena or Cody? That's where we are right now. Cena or Cody? Who do you got? We'll keep going down the line. Cody beats Cena to get it back if Cena wins anyway. That's very true. It's very true. That's exactly what's going to happen. Cena's not putting his shoulders on the mat for anyone else except for Cody. He's not going to put anybody else over because this is the only time that it's going to matter the most. He had he didn't win a match in 2,000 days or something like that. It was something crazy. He's not putting his arms on the mat for anybody other than Cody Rhodes. So I absolutely agree. Even if Cody does lose it, he's getting it back from Cena. Let's see. Yeah, Josh Moore. I'm with Cody, but Cena winning would be crazy. And you're right, it would. To see that record break would be a monumental moment. Cody makes a great chaser. All baby faces that matter do. You're absolutely right, Perkins. He makes a great chaser. Black Heart. That's serious too. You're ever in this area. Matter of fact, all the things you fly out in this area for, make it fucking happen. We'll watch the show together. True story about Cena. Absolutely. Lord's going Cody. Rock is going to do something, and there's something else to this. Here's something else to this. I don't want to go past this real quick because I want to get everybody else that's watching opinion on this. Do we hear the glass break like we should have heard last year? Now, we all know that they wanted Stone Cold to be the one who interfered last year. But I think Taker we didn't hear the glass break, we heard the gong. I thought that moment was great. Do we hear the glass break? If we do, I don't care where you live. It could be in Ohio, could be fucking Denver, Colorado, could be fucking California, Japan, Afghanistan. You are going to hear me yell if the glass breaks. And I've never been the biggest Stone Cold fan, but that rivalry of Stone Cold and Rock, to me, that's the best rivalry in history. And I would love to see Stone Cold show up. Does the glass break? Does he help Cody? Does he fend off The Rock one last time? I don't know. We'll see. Heading in the Yellow Wolf show. Y'all have a great night. Man, this dude, Dave Johnson, be going to every show ever. Anyway, Kenny. Kenny's going Cody. Josh. That'll be a holy shit moment. It absolutely will. So that's kind of my thoughts. I know there's other matches on this card, but we've already been talking for almost an hour. Those are the matches I care the most about. Those are the ones I wanted to address. I hope everybody has a great WrestleMania weekend. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid. I know I'm not, because again, I ain't going nowhere. We're not doing anything big here for the first time in a while. Just trying to have a chill day at the house. Like I said, if you're watching this, you're normally invited to the party. There is no real big party this year. Just hanging out with some close friends because it's needed. It's been a long year, and we're only in April, so I need some R&R. But I hope you get some R&R as well. And thank everybody that's joined me. Thank you everybody that was in the comments tonight. I greatly appreciate it. And also, before I go, I do want to announce. I'll make another announcement later, but I've been alluding to taking a break for a little while. That time is here. So this is going to be the last show for a while. I don't know when I'm going to be coming back. I'm going to take a lot of the break that I wanted to take back before I was on the Bob and Tom show. Granted, I've been teasing that this break is going to happen for a while now. it is time for me to step back for a little bit and just kind of reset. And that, if you know me personally, there's a lot of stuff going on in my life right now. None of it necessarily bad, but just a lot of moving parts right now. So I was going to step back anyway. I've been teasing that for about a month now. The time is now. So as of this recording, if you got it this far, and I'll make another announcement soon. This will be the last stream for a while and the last episode for a while. The show will be back. There is no debating that at all. But who knows? You might see me pop up into a live and wire here and now. But the format as we know it with the guests and stuff like that, I just cannot commit to that right now for multiple reasons. And again, don't want to get into it. It's nothing negative. It's just I got a lot of shit going on right now. Some things that are going to prohibit me from doing stuff like that. So I do kind of have to step back. And you might see me pop up here doing a live every once in a while, like I said. But thank you everybody that joined me tonight. Hope you have a great WrestleMania week.